The official call is under review. Let's go to the monitor.
SEC football. It just means more. Now back to your favorite bearded duo, Todd and Marty.
There we are. Welcome back, fellers and gentlemen.
Jesus, that was loud. It about knocked me out of my chair. Brittany's sitting on the couch and she flipped around. She thought
I didn't change anything. But welcome back, ladies and gentle fellers or gentlemen, whatever you want to call us.
Not these days.
We got another episode we got coming at you. You know, yesterday for us, but Saturday was the Heisman. Shocker, kinda, maybe.
But do the other thing first, then we'll go to the Heisman.
Yeah. So let's take a quick pause after our brief intro and take a word from our sponsor.
This episode of the Under Review podcast is brought to you by Chuck's Heating and Air. Chuck has over 40 years of service and experience with residential services. He services most makes and models. He is Alabama licensed, bonded, and insured, and locally owned and operated. Are you hot and you're supposed to be cool? Are you cool and you're supposed to be hot? Then you've got a problem. Call Chuck. Area code 256-892-2757. Again, 256-892-2757. Chuck's Heating and Air.
Thank you again for Chuck's Heating and Air for everything that you do for us at the Under Review podcast and all.
Yeah, the man, the fixer-upper.
Fix-It Felix himself.
Hulk? No, that's not Hulk Smash. Who's that? Not Felix.
Ralph?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph, that's it.
Yeah, that's a good one. What are you clicking at?
Right here.
Oh.
Putting us on Facebook.
No.
I think we're on there.
Hey, Mom, if it goes on there, share that on Facebook, please. And I'll try to.
Yeah, it's on there.
Okay, it should be on there. I think it's on Todd's page.
Yeah, because for some reason I can't ever get it on my freaking our page.
That's a Jerry Live. Technical difficulties here in week 20.
What it feels like, but
anyway,
back to what was talking about. The Heisman was last night. For the people that are watching live right now, it was last night, and for everybody that is on Spotify right now, or tomorrow, or whenever this goes on Spotify or YouTube, it was Saturday. Any thoughts, questions, concerns?
Oh, there's a whole there's a whole much that went wrong in this.
Because I didn't know that the Heisman Trophy was the popularity contest.
Yeah, I think that was my number one thing with this. This was all popularity contest. And not to take anyone Travis Hunter, he is a really good player. He's really good at two positions. But if we flip it around, I think Ashton Jeanty is electrifying. He is that man at that position. So you take two positions and you do them okay. I mean, not jumping through burning bridges and stuff like that, good, but you're really good at positions. But the whole thing with Colorado going on and Deion Sanders, it just was not for me. I think, like you said, this was more of a popularity contest than numbers wise. I thought Jeanty really was the man. He did. I think a Heisman winner should be somebody that propels your team as much as they can do. And I believe that's what Jeanty did. Now they're in the playoff. So I'm just going to – they got it wrong here. I think so, and it's going to be now forever known as what I would consider one of the biggest upsets in – I won't say upset, but what's the other word I'm looking for? No, undoing something, but no, this should have been Ashton Jeanty's award. But like I said, Travis is a talented player. I'm not taking anything away from that. But I just thought that Jeanty done more for Boise State with, his electric play.
Yeah, but going into it, I would have thought, or when you look at it, to the extent of 4 interceptions on the defensive side of the ball. So you're telling me any defensive back that has 5 interceptions or more should be in the running for the Heisman. If you're a wide receiver, you have more than 1,100 yards, you should be in the Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the stigma that you put out there today.
Right. And I most definitely think, yes, there is a shock and awe factor to being an Ironman player on both sides of the ball. And to the other hand, I think it decreases his other stats for if he was to focus on just being a DB or just being that receiver. I mean, yes, he could have outright won it at that position, but I think he said there's so much shock and awe of the Ironman ball, playing both sides of the ball. And I think that's what they took in. And this did turn into a popularity contest. I'm not happy about it, but I mean, who am I?
And Brandon said, is he smiling or is that trophy just that heavy? It's one of the crap-eating grins I've seen right there. Just knowing that you shouldn't have won it, but you actually did win it.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Biggest injustice in the Heisman as far as this era now of horse and pony show.
We don't use big words around here.
Yeah, I think Anyway.
Let's see what you got next for us. Because like I said, you do the slides. I don't know what's coming until we both come on. But... And that was the next thing we have to talk about here was the America's game, the Army and Navy USAA Commander-in-Chief Trophy, whatever you want to call it, as the 11-1 Army Black Knights took on the Jolly Rogers theirself, the 8-3 Navy midshipmen. And to my surprise, Horvath took a shower and showered his winning ways all over the field as Navy 31-13.
Oh, most definitely. This was a super shocker. I think most everybody picked Army to win, which they've had a tremendous season. And again, Navy has too, but I'm telling you what, Blake Horvath did it all. I didn't expect it. I flipped the game on. They had a couple of drives. He was running the ball, throwing the ball. Just, you got any stats on him? Because with it being crazy, I haven't jotted anything.
Yeah. Well, first, before that, congratulations to you and Brittany once again.
Yep. Ta-da, we did it.
Officially married.
Well, technically we did Monday, but yeah, we did like I just said, it's the horse and pony show. But no, it was good times.
But the stats that we have here, Blake Horvath went 4 for 9, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns throwing the ball. And then on the ground, 25 carries, 204 yards, and 2 touchdowns running. Really electric.
I'm just super shocked that they really put it on the Army as they did. It's just like Army didn't even show up. And I was super shocked because I was watching some of the pregame and Army's quarterback, Bryson Bailey, is that it?
Bryson Daly. I mean, his numbers were compared to Tim Tebow's Heisman year. They were in 1 or 2 frames of that, and I thought it would just been better. But like I said, Army's offensive line just did not give anything, and Navy was there. They flew it was just super shocking. This is probably one of the bigger shockers for the Commander-in-Chief because I think Army was on like a 4-game winning streak with the CIC trophy. So congratulations to them. I mean, all these guys are doing more than football at the end of the day. So everybody's a winner. The country's a winner. And which is weird because I didn't know you could do this as a service academy. Today, Kane Yuta, Army's sophomore running back, entered the transfer portal, and I did not know you could do that at a service academy.
If Brandon's listening, I'd like to find out more about that. So does that mean he's dealing with Army, or he's going to have some kind of?
I don't know.
That's
Brandon.
crazy.
If you could Google that real quick and put that in the chat for us, because
I've never even heard of that.
Me neither.
All right, so if Brandon has a chance to look that up, we'll ease on.
And to the better portion of the show. It is the SEC Bowl Prediction Show is what we have going on for you mostly here today. After the Army-Navy recap, cracked us inside the first top 10 minutes of today's episode. So now we'll be looking at a closer look at the 10 SEC Bowl games we have, not doing the 3 of the, well, Georgia has a bye, but the other 2 will be inside the playoffs. Well, so we'll get to that at a later date.
Yeah, I just want to make sure the fans know this is only the SEC games that are in a bowl for the next coming week or so. And then I think maybe the Thursday show will be the playoff games, however we do it. So I'm going to jump into the first one.
Oh, okay. It is the 9-4 Tulane Green Waves versus the 7-5 Florida Gators at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida for the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl.
I don't know what a Gasparilla is, so.
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, I see the graphics. I know they're playing it where the Bucks play, and I see the swords. I get that part of it, but I don't know, something about a mortgage. But no, I like this is going to be a really good matchup. Tulane has really done a lot more than expected this year. Being in this bowl game 9-4, really on the up. But then Florida has, as we've talked about, propelled so much this year that they might keep their coach, this, that, and the other. So they got room to improve as far as once this game's over, getting in the portal and start making some moves, which is going to be smart for them. But I don't know. I don't usually like picking against the SEC, but, I mean, this is football. I like Tulane. But then the flip side, Florida's been so hot. Lagway has played outstanding. I don't want to call it an upset, but my SEC's running through.
Before you pick, though, this does have to be noted. It is transfer season. Tulane has already lost their quarterback.
So, okay, that's what I meant to ask. I know
and
before
he's not playing in the game because he has already committed somewhere else.
So, in the Oklahoma and Navy game, Jackson Arnold's not playing for Oklahoma.
Nope.
Okay, I was curious. I meant to say something before we got on. I wasn't sure. Well, if that may be the case, I'm definitely gonna jump in Florida. The whole transfer portal can be a whole show by itself. So, but yeah, I'm gonna like Florida. What you thinking here?
So I did some research on what a Gasparilla is. Gasparilla is a pirate-themed celebration held every year in Tampa, Florida. So, hence the pirate thing, even inside Tampa Raymond James Stadium. So, it's kind of a double feature there.
That would be a fun trip to get to go to that and see a game there.
It would be great. Who would Tulane, right? So, Tulane is out. I'm pulling up their transfer portal. Shoot.
It's already getting crazy. That's like Brittany and her dad and I were talking today about how they're just fleeing from Alabama. But with Alabama, I think they've got enough talent to fill it in. So not a big thing.
They haven't lost their quarterback yet. So he is playing in the bowl game, which is big for them.
Yeah.
But they have lost Carson Haggard, which is their second string. I think it's their third string running back. Couple receivers, so they're looking really thin. But who knows? Oh, that was last year. So here they have lost their starting quarterback, backup quarterback, and third string quarterback.
Yeah, with the winning streak Florida's got going on, I really like the momentum here. Yes, they've had a couple weeks off to. Todd, are we off live? Because it's not moving.
No, it says live recording.
Oh, anyway. But no, I like Florida here. Yes, I think Tulane's got, as you said, Tulane's got a little depth issue now. But I'm going to go Gators.
I'm going to go Gators for the sole fact of, yes, they have lost a couple players here and there. The biggest one being the commitment that came from Florida that's now at LSU. And then Jakeem Jackson in the cornerback. But the whole team seems to be pretty much the playmakers are staying together for this bowl game. So I'm taking Florida Gators, which now you have to look at something different now when you pick these bowl games because it's not the best team that played in week 1 through 12.
Yes, right. Sir. Yeah.
So you have to figure out who the backup is and who's playing at what position. It's kind of like a guessing game now, especially if you do any of the bowl pick'ems, which we do have one. We do have a bowl pick'em. Yes. Okay. It's called It's Mania on the ESPN app. If you need any thing, just message us. I'll send you the link, and you can get in there with us. You can get in there with us, and we can just have a good old bowl mania. I think me, you, Jeremy, Billy. I don't know if you're in it yet, but Jeremy, Billy.
I think I am. I said one of our bearded
and Hayden's in it.
Yeah, one of our bearded brothers is giving us a watch, listen, something. Shout out to the AC.
I don't see it.
It's popping up on mine, but all right, let's jump on the next one.
All right.
So the Armed Forces Bowl is, I don't even know where they're playing at.
Armed Forces. Oh, who is it?
Anyway, but it's about this 11
Armed Forces Bowl. It's Oklahoma 6-6, Navy 9-3, in Fort Worth, Texas, at Amon G. Carter Stadium.
No idea. So now I think definitely after seeing the outpouring that Navy poured all over Army last week, Florida. I mean Oklahoma. They've got a good win here and there, but I like Navy in this one, just because of the fact it's how well they played last week. I think momentum's going to be big in this one, for them guys. So give me the midshipmen.
So I'm taking the midshipmen for a couple of reasons here. Jackson Arnold's out. He is now transferred to Auburn. Okay. They still have Hawkins Jr., I think it was.
Yes. Yeah.
So they still have. So Hawkins Jr. will play this game. Their third string has also entered the transfer portal, so he'll be out.
It's like clearing out quarterback rooms everywhere.
Yeah, Auburn's whole quarterback room from last year's gone. But we'll talk about that at a later date. Kind of hits a little home, and about the quarterback room. Nick Anderson won't be playing in this game. Brendan Thompson will be playing in this game. A couple linemen won't be playing in this game. Bauer Sharp, their leading receiver, a tight end, won't be playing this game. Who is committed to play at LSU next year, which is big for the Tigers.
Yeah, I think LSU is. I don't know if
they're reloading. Let me just tell you that.
So I think it's very. Well, when we get to the LSU game, we can jump into that. But again, so we can.
I'm taking the midshipmen here.
Yeah. Let's go the midshipmen.
I'm going against the grain on Oklahoma being an SEC school, but losing Arnold, losing some of those wide receivers, especially Bauer Sharp, and then some defensive players. It's midshipmen this way. Horvath for the win.
Yep, Horvath for the win. Oh, let me find it. Sounds like this one hits a little close to home.
The Birmingham Bowl. Played at Productive Stadium in Birmingham, Alabama.
But try again.
I said it wrong.
Protective, not productive. That's a different thing.
Oh, they both suck because it's home of the UAB Blazers. But it brings us 7-5 Georgia Tech and 6-6 the Vanderbilt Commodores. Go ahead and talk.
Yeah, I'll say go ahead and look because this could be a really good game. I thought Georgia Tech has played really stellar this year.
Georgia Tech is out there leading wide receiver, who is down to between Ole Miss and Auburn. He was a 4-star, Eric Singleton Jr.
Yes.
So a big loss from them. A couple defensive linemen, a couple defensive backs. Or one defensive back. They've already got 2 defensive backs already transferred in.
Oh, I heard the man.
But, quarterback, third-string quarterback, nothing there. Third-string running back, nothing there. Flipping over to the Vanderbilt Commodores, I haven't seen anything from them so far.
I haven't heard too much, which hopefully they can stick together and this team don't deplete. Again, like we talked about once or twice this year, Clark Lee has got something going on down there. I think he's found some magic. So,
okay, so actually it was a lot of players.
Oh, that ain't good.
But nobody that really played this season, so it didn't hurt their stock at all. Honestly, it was only 3 offensive players, and the rest, I think the other 14 was like defensive players. But nobody really too spectacular.
So Todd, let's see 14 weeks ago, would you see Vanderbilt being 6-6 and in a bowl game?
No.
Okay, so that was one of the things. Before we even started talking about doing this podcast, was like the Florida and Vandy situation. But I'm super excited where Vandy's going. Yes, the record 6-6 bowl game. They had a lot of great wins, so I'm going to go Vandy. Just see if there's a little more positive magic to finish. Above 500 this year.
Yeah, I want to go. I like Hayes King, the Georgia Tech quarterback, as well.
Yes.
But I think without their leading receiver and Singleton Jr. and some of the back pieces on that defensive side, on that cornerback room, the Pavia Magic, maybe get some of the other guys in that have been there all season.
Right. That was one of our things we talked about. He's in some of these bigger games, he's got to have that help, and he has got it a lot. So hopefully they get fired up for this Birmingham Bowl.
All right, so go ahead and give us our next one. Give me Liberty or whatever. The AutoZone Liberty Bowl brings us the 8-4 Texas Tech Red Raiders versus the 6-6 Arkansas Razorbacks at Simmons Bank of Liberty Stadium in Memphis, Tennessee.
It's not far from here either. That's not farther than Birmingham Bowl, but nonetheless.
Closer.
I haven't, to truth be honest, I really haven't seen anything Texas Tech this year. 8-4, I mean, that's a really above 500 record for them or for any school.
Right.
But like I said, if you want to pull some numbers up on them, I don't know, but I've kind of, we kind of did push Arkansas to the bottom with Pittman and stuff like that early in the season. But again, just like Vandy is, they're not going down without a fight. 6-6, right at 500, way before we thought they were going to be. Very talented backfield and quarterback room there. Like I said, this is one I'm not 1,000% sure of because of not seeing much of Tech.
Not saying much of Tech, but just the clear out, pretty much. The clear out from Arkansas. A lot of big names that I've seen so far. The backup quarterback, Malachi Singleton, a couple wide receivers, 4 or 5. 5 offensive linemen, 2 starters, 4 tight ends, so cleared out that room, 1 defensive lineman, 4 linebackers, TJ Metcalf, Tevis Metcalf on the defense, Jalen Braxton, Dallas Young, just with what's hurting them is, but they still got Taylor Green, they still got Jaquan Jackson.
Yeah, that's been their 2 biggest punches all year.
So with all that being said, and all the names that I've just read off in the backfield and everything, give me the Razorbacks here.
Man, and I hate to.
It's hard.
It is hard, but man, I think I'm going to go Tech. Just I don't know why. I mean, I'm again super proud that they've stepped up as far as in the SEC play. But I think I'm going to go against the grain and go Tech.
Not a bad choice. Let me just tell you that.
No, I'm trying to think of their mascot name because I know it's not Pete because that's Hayden in the
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, but I do like that mascot. He looks like he could get after it.
Internet.
Yeah, that sounded.
Yeah, this next matchup brings us the SRS. Las Vegas Bowl and Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. That is the 6-6 USC Trojans versus the 8-4 ROTC Aggies.
The heck's a ROTC?
It's an Army term.
Well, I mean, I know that dingus, but I didn't think Texas A&M's a military school.
No, they're not.
Then why'd you say ROTC?
Because they want to be a military school.
Oh, I thought they were kind of was with all the little silly. Now that silly hand gesture stuff that they do with the woody doody
they're not.
Who is it? Brandon from Barstool. His head literally explodes every time they talk about it. It makes me, what's up, Billy Auburn? But no, here I like A&M. I don't know what they did, how transfer portal goes. They have gunned it all year. That's I get talking on Barstool. Brandon and Frank just crack me up. Breaks
his glasses.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Frank the Tank is, you just gotta look him up. He's very classical, especially when the Mets play the Braves.
Oh yeah, and he can't stand Blooper. That is the. If they ever talk about mascots, Blooper is on the number 1 of the hate list all around. But no, let's jump back. I like A&M. I really like what they've done. 8-4. That's a superb record through the SEC. I think they could have been a little bit higher in some games. So, I mean, like I don't know. Again, don't know much about SC. They've really got banged around a good bit. So,
Well, I know they're out there starting quarterback Miller Moss. So
yes, I mean, I'd heard that that he was out. So, and that's the biggest thing, I guess. Now talking about this transfer portal, how, like you said earlier, how different from playing in like week 6, how it is now, because everybody's leading ship, and you're not going to get a really good team to play because you're not having now playoff teams as CPF or whatever. You're going to get them because you have one or two guys that may leave, but I don't think they're going to be your big guys. So I'm going to take A&M. I mean, just for the fact of Frank reasons or Brandon or whatever.
Looking at the Texas A&M portal right here, we're also talking about in-game, but we're also talking about portal. Connor Weigman is gone. So if Marcel Reed does get in some danger, they're without Connor Weigman, who is committed to Houston already, and they're out there third string. So they're just giving it to a true freshman. I don't know what USC really has. But another weird fact, Jacob Zeno played at UAB last year, is committed to play Texas A&M next year. So they're out Cyrus Allen, who's a good wide receiver for them. They just got a transfer tight end from the University of Auburn at Micah Riley.
Aunt Yoli, I see you watching. Hope you're doing well.
Couple 4 stars on
so that's the biggest thing, like you talk about. This is more a guessing game than a pick 'em as far as what you've relied on all season. Because if I was to do this now, granted, yes, I did pat myself on the back for winning our pick 'em earlier, but it's like you said, it's starting over. It's really a guessing game.
And that's why we do the bowl season. We only dedicate the ESPN, and it's just it's real fun because you'll see some wacky numbers, but I'm going to go, even though USC is out Miller Moss, I think that's going to be a bigger factor because I don't think their second string has played that much. Marcel Reed's played in a lot of games this season. So give me the Aggies in this Las Vegas Bowl, which is pretty much a home game from USC.
Right. And like I said, I think Marcel Reed's done enough where he can be a starter. I mean, he's got great people around him. So, like you said, give me the Aggies again. Dun-dun-dun.
In Nissan Stadium at Nashville, Tennessee, the Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl brings us Iowa 8-4 and the 9-3 19th ranked Missouri Tigers.
You know how I feel about Missouri, but nonetheless, I think I like them here. Iowa State. If you could see what finger you're getting.
I'm number 1.
Yeah, you're number 1. No, I like Mizzou here. Now, they still got Noel and...
Yeah. The only thing was I think a third string quarterback.
Okay. Was that Brady Cook and...
Brady Cook's still there. Zach Pine's still there. So Nate Noel's still there.
Now, didn't Gordon leave?
Who?
Their wide receiver. No. I thought they had a wide receiver that...
They just got a good 4-star wide receiver from Mississippi State, Kevin Coleman Jr., so he's going to be replacing Luther Burden III.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
I think he's opted out of the game for the draft, though.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that. Right. I don't know anything about the opt-outs for the draft. I only know about transfer portal and who's playing. Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
I definitely don't mind that situation. I hate it for, like, if you're just a diehard fan and want to see your team win, but I do get it. The kids looking to their future. Okay, that's what it was with third. But no, I don't know here much. I mean, this looks like it could be a close game as far as number-wise, 9-3, 8-4. But we've seen Mizzou play outstanding. We've seen them come back 2 or 3 times this year. So, maybe if it's close, that Mizzou still has enough power right there at the end to win it.
I'm going to go Mizzou here. I think Cade McNamara has opted out for this game. Or I think he's actually in the transfer portal. It's one or the other. He's not playing, from what I remember. Music City Bowl inside Nashville. They still got Cook, who...
Yeah.
And you saying something about, players opting out for the draft. Okay, I hated that for one reason only. I was like, man, it's your last college game.
Yeah.
Until a bowl game a couple years ago, Ole Miss was playing, and Matt Corral said, "I'm playing with my team. You know, us boys, we got them here. We're gonna," and then goes out and tears his ACL and then ruins his draft stock. I'm like, all right, maybe you are right. I took a step back after that, but I do commend him for still playing in that game.
Well, no, that's. I mean, even in high school, that's that's. I know to a certain extent you want to play hard. Like so, we had a kid, get hurt his senior year. Had been, he wanted to play but was hurt, and it's messing up his basketball and baseball coming up next. I get it for that reason. I know it is a little bit different at the high school level. But these kids are protecting their future, and I get that, and I'm not mad about it. It upsets me as a fan to not play with your guys, but it's mostly understandable.
What you mean by that?
What you talking about, Lewis?
What do you mean by that?
It is what it is. Uh-oh. The Crybaby Bowl.
It's a rematch. Okay, so getting into this, it is a ranked team versus a unranked team. This is obviously the committee said, hey, let's give them a rematch. Because why in the world is Alabama not playing Miami?
I'd never even thought of that.
Oh, me and my buddies at work, we have been, we just talk about this all the time. Because why is Alabama not playing Miami? Do you remember last year, the two teams that did not make it? Who were they? Florida State and Georgia. Guess what they did? They played each other.
Ooh, and that's whooping.
What's the difference this year? Anyways, the Real Quest Bowl, which was AKA formerly known as the Outback Bowl.
Fun fact.
This one game will also be played at Raymond James Stadium inside Tampa, Florida. Brings us the 11th ranked 9-3 Alabama Crimson Tide and the 7-5 Michigan Wolverines. Now, looking at the transfer portal for Alabama,
it's been horrible. Dylan
Lonergan, third string, okay, hurts them in the long run. Justice Haynes was a big name that came out that I saw.
To me, that was shocking. Even I was, and I think right now Jam's still there. I know.
Richard Young,
Jalen, the defensive back, Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
So they're hurting, but I think they got enough people like it was Saban time, next man up, and they do recruiting for them looks really well.
But the biggest thing is for this game, Kendrick Law, Kobe Prentice, Caleb Odom, who really didn't play that much. Them two guys, Kendrick Law and Kobe Prentice, who is he just going to sit there and just throw to Jeremy Bernard and freaking Ryan Williams all game?
Well, I'm telling you,
what he done all season anyway. So why does it matter now?
Really, as much hype was around Williams, and I've talked to this many times. So I get on talk about Alabama. Jeremy Bernard was their best wide receiver all year. Yes, Williams had a few plays here and there that were electric and won on some ball games, but Mr. Consistency was Jeremy Bernard. I've said it, and the two tight ends that they had, Cuevas and not Hernandez. That's what I called him because he wore 81.
Oh, you're talking about Coitus and the other guy?
Yes, I mean, yeah, I can't. But no,
it wasn't Oates, but I don't remember who it was.
But no, to me, this is a
Ots.
To me,
45.
I know one was 85. Oh no, 81, and I called him Hernandez, but it wasn't it. What's the two wide receivers for the red team that I call Hernandez? Dupree.
Oh, Dippy.
Yeah, Dippy. That's it. But no, for me, even this is weird to me because, as all you guys know, I'm a superhero. But honestly, at the end of the day, I could really see Alabama in this playoffs. If you wanted the 12 best teams, Alabama would have been in this. Yes, that may be shocking for some here, but no, Indiana should be sitting at home. That Indiana Penn State game is going to be horrible. That makes no sense to me.
I agree.
And I don't really like this matchup, like you said. I do like the Alabama-Miami matchup. I thought with Milroe and Cam Ward, that could be an electric game.
It would have been a game you would want to play in, for sure.
Yes, most definitely. Yes, I know Alabama's hurting losing at big key players on defense. So I guess, I'm going to pick the Tide here. I don't know much.
Definitely. Definitely going to pick Alabama in the
Edwards,
really quick.
I think Edwards, he struggled a lot this year. One of the cover athletes, I thought his hype was a lot going into the beginning of the season. I think he's only had like 4 touchdowns. Really didn't live up, to that. So I'm going to take the Tide here, and hopefully they can figure it out and not get dumped on again.
Flipping the switch right here, Michigan is losing their 3rd string quarterback. Their 2nd string played first sometime, Alex Orji. And then
I do what?
That's his name. His name is Alex Orji. And then the 2nd string running back in Severian Dunlap. So Michigan is hurting this game. I don't think it's really going to matter. It's Alabama at the end of the day.
I think Alabama comes to play.
Still there, so it don't matter.
Yeah, I think they're going to be good and warmed up that they didn't get in. And I'm upset about it but I mean, I did like the SMU pick. And I know Indiana done this, Indiana done that, but their strength of schedules, like I said, it's like puppy piss.
I mean, if they're playing Raglan and Pell City and Asheville and all these other teams, and then playing like actually Penn State, play some real teams, man.
I bet you our 7A champions could beat them. So, hey, first of all, Todd, let me jump in real quick. Shout out to Kevo and his guys at CMC. They always give us a good listen. I know I talked to him the other day, and he said, yeah, they huddle up and listen to it while they're at the job. So really shout out to them guys.
Definitely, 'cause I didn't know that.
Yeah, appreciate the support. And Boog and his guys doing it well at where he works in Birmingham.
Sweet. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I really appreciate y'all, Kivo. Y'all do a lot for us, but y'all might not know it, but we do appreciate it.
I know Billy listens. I think Billy just needs to play it across the shop.
Yeah. That's big enough shop. All right, so we both got the Tide here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that was the last one. Nope.
No, we still got a couple more. I'm looking at the schedule over here.
Okay.
The Cheez-It Bowl. Yeah.
Yes,
I love the Cheez-It Bowl.
I love Cheez-Its.
Camping World Stadium down in Orlando, Florida brings us the 15th ranked 9-3 South Carolina Gamecocks versus the 20th ranked Fighting Illini from Illinois at 9-3 as well. A Big Ten SEC matchup. South Carolina, let me just get this straight. South Carolina is going to have a freaking day right here. Let me tell you why. They're not losing nobody but Robbie Ashford and DJ Braswell, who's a 3rd string running back. They got Rocket. They got Lenore's. Yeah. They're not losing any of their big-time receivers, even though they are losing 7 receivers. That is a lot. But still, give me the South Carolina Gamecocks to do something massive in this game.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of the better matchup games-wise as far as still being a top 25 matchup. Both 9-3. I don't know much about this Illinois team, but I know what South Carolina can do. They're on 9-3. I thought they could have got a little bit higher. I mean, they poked around at the playoff. The key big losses for them, I think, is what hurt them, especially in the SEC. But nonetheless, like you said, South Carolina's not losing much. And I hate to see Robbie go somewhere else again.
But in context of matches, this is actually an okay match. I'm not mad at this matchup. Let's be real.
That's what I was saying.
It's a 15 versus a 20. It's not a bad matchup. I mean, I feel like wherever your rank should be, that's who you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're ranked 15, you play 16 or 14. You know what I mean? That's how I feel like it should be. But both teams are sitting at 9-3. South Carolina 15, Illinois 20. It's a great matchup. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm still going to go with South Carolina.
Yeah, I definitely like South Carolina here. All right, is there one more?
Yeah, 2 more. Maybe. This one should be the Kinders Texas Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I love me some Kinders, by the way. Held in NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, brings us the 8-4 Baylor Bears and the 8-4 LSU Tigers.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite edits I did. I like this one. And I just tried some Kinders for the first time, I think, last week. Sissy had some, and it's really good. They're not sponsored, but I'm just saying, Kinders, we like jerky.
We know.
This could be one of the better matchups as well. Both these teams are. I say that, but what LSU are we getting?
Right. You're getting an LSU without their backup quarterback, their star wide receiver, and CJ Daniels, who is out. But looking at the transfer portal, what's coming back for them next year, they're loading up already in this thing. They got the speedy wide receiver from Kentucky, which is also a good punt specialist.
Yes.
Marion Brown did commit today.
And he
also, go ahead.
He had that punt return against Florida that was 94 something yards.
And then a big one that also committed today was Michael Van Buren from Mississippi State.
No kidding.
Yep.
I did not know that.
He was in the portal for a matter of like 2 days, and he committed to LSU.
Wow, that's big.
It's big, even though he gets one more year behind Garrett Nussmeier type, because I think he said he's coming back. There have been mentions that he might transfer. Him and another big-name quarterback inside the SEC might transfer out. But I think I've read that he is staying. So it sucks for Michael Van Buren, but I think inside this Chip Kelly offense, it's going to help him. This is the better move for him.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes, yeah. Especially we've praised Van Buren all year for stepping up and taking that team.
Mississippi State after Blake Shapen.
Yes, after Shapen. Now he's gone too, ain't he?
No, he's coming back. They medically redshirted him this year. That's why Van Buren left.
That makes sense. But no, wow, that's electric. I think Van Buren can learn, and maybe not from Nussmeier, but as much as that coaching staff there.
I'm about to say with Kelly at the helm, he's got as much crap as we give him. I think he's the best move for Van Buren in this situation.
Yes.
With all that being said, LSU really hasn't lost a lot. They're already getting a lot of people in for next year. So LSU finishing off this season hot to stay hot, leading in towards next year.
Yeah, most definitely got there. Baylor's 8-4. That's good, but I just, give me the Tigers.
Whatever he does. I should have one more.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, which another matchup that does not make sense.
Nope.
Played in Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida, at the 9-3 Duke Blue Devils versus the 14th ranked 9-3 Ole Miss Rebels.
Yeah, I noticed when I was doing and this fun fact, this is their first ever meeting, which is, a little shocking that these teams hadn't crossed paths in
bowls or anything.
180 years of that we've really kept records of football.
Which it's really shocking to me because both teams have never been that good. So how have they not met in like a Birmingham Bowl before?
Right. Now, especially Duke. Now, Ole Miss down there. But no, Ole Miss has been fairly decent once they come in the I think, were they one of the
ever
original?
Since they got Lane Kiffin, they have been. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The Hugh Freeze era, all that era before them, when Duke was like a mediocre ACC team and Ole Miss was a mediocre SEC. How are they not been playing in like these lower end bowls before? But Duke has got better over the years. I'm trying to think who their coach is. It's not Elko. That's who it was last year.
No, it was the older guy that come in. But anyway, no, I like Ole Miss here. Jackson Dart, I think he can finish strong and get his Heisman, his draft stock up a little bit. Not Cliff Ellis, something like that. He was basketball. But no, I like Ole Miss here.
Manny Diaz is their head coach.
Wow, Dukes. Now, what hit Miami?
Yeah.
Do you got the other coaches on the list?
I can.
But no, I said back. I don't know much about Duke, but like I said, this is a very strange matchup, and shockingly, it is their first meeting. But I think LSU has had games where they've just blown people out, and I like it for them in this game as well.
Are you thinking about Danny Cutcliffe?
David Cutcliffe?
Yeah. Yeah. He's been gone for a couple of years. But the thing about this Duke team is they lost their quarterback to the transfer portal, Malik Murphy, who has been rumored
to come to the Blue Boys.
He was rumored to come to Auburn, but
we need people in our quarterback room, so
we only got 2 right now. I mean, geez, we need anybody we can. But leaning towards this Ole Miss team, they have lost a quarterback, and Walker Howard was pretty good. Came out of LSU last year, sat the bench in what was a talented Ole Miss quarterback room if you ever looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
He's now going to the Raging Cajuns next year. Offensive line, Patrick Cross. Cross came from Arkansas. Luke Haas coming in also from Arkansas next year. They got this kid from Nebraska, Princewell, Unamanalilabada, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, I don't know. He's got a weird name.
That's what I thought you did.
And then Jalen Braxton as well. So I'm not going Duke here. Ole Miss is just doing what they're doing best, playing the transfer portal game.
Yeah. So we both like the Rebels. So it's kind of getting in that time to focus it up. But now let's jump into our SEC Best Logo All-Time Tournament. And I think this week was the Auburn Tigers.
Last week was last week.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's been so crazy with everything going on. There's our, can I get a drum roll?
Yeah, it is right here.
The 1940s old school Albie with the crooked hat, which was a very popular one back in the day. I think there was up to 11 or 12 teams that did have this one logo with the hat. So really good. So Albie moves on to face off the current logo at Arkansas and
Hold on. I do want to appreciate the fans on this one.
Oh, wow.
I'm pulling it up right now.
I was shocked. I thought it might have been spam.
It made my heart happy when this happened, guys. I know we did post it in some groups, but it is what it is.
But anyway, that we out there, I do appreciate that.
It was 1,830 votes.
Wow, that's crazy. So I would have never have imagined that because I looked at our last one and that's why I texted you that morning. I said that's got to be spam. That don't look right.
Yeah, and out of those 1,800, 725 at 39% voted for this logo right here.
So yeah, man, thank you fans. Just getting out there and being a part is just, I didn't know it was that much. That's super cool. I enjoyed that. All right, so now that Albie's made it to the next round here, our first team, we're doing a little bit different because they didn't have that many logos. But this is a Florida Gators. Me, that number 2, it's so out there. I like it.
It kind of looks like the state of Florida, and then take Bevo's horn, and it's like Texas and Florida all mixed in like an ornament. Like I don't like it. I really don't.
I read it. See, now that I look at it more, that's actually a gator on top of the U. Okay, now I see it. I never really paid it. Yeah, but that's the gator on top or the U, and where the F is. That's got a lot going in there.
It looks like there's a freaking croc, like a shoe croc on top of it. I don't know what you're seeing.
Okay. Yeah, look, there's an alligator with his head turned like he's trying to bite somebody on top of the F that's got the state on it.
Yeah, well, it looks like an ornament to me. I don't like it. But number 1 is the 1960s logo, which to me, I like it's
so simple you like it.
But that's what the baseball team uses. I don't know if you've looked at some of their baseball uniforms now. They use that old school F. I do like it. Baseball uniforms, it's just a plain circle and just a
simple
F on it. Pretty nice. Going over 1980s, I got the UF ornament or whatever. I don't like it. I do like this 1990s Gator style.
Yeah, that's probably going to be my pick. I like that.
I do like it, and then you can't go wrong with the current. Albert just sitting there.
I think they've used this before. Like Auburn had 2 of them, but they were just a different little bit style. But Todd, after the show, give me a few little bit, and I will get these posted on Facebook. I'll go ahead and get our poll started for these, and we can start running. So, give me another transition. I was super shocked at some of these.
The second one is the Georgia Bulldogs. So before we jump into it for the listeners.
Oh, yeah. I forget because I'm watching it. Second one's going to be Georgia Bulldogs. There was a few different variations of the Georgia head, like in the 60s. Because I think in the early 2000s, they run like UGA with the big spike chain on it, but I don't think it was anything official.
Right.
And they've used the G, I think another time, but it was...
They did. They used it once before.
Right. So, 1 and 2 for old school reasons are just cool as all get out. I like that, and they swapped from the 20s when they went to the 40s. They took his hat off and stuck a flag in his mouth, which is really cool. But like I said, fans, get out and vote. A lot of these are retros, but there are some derivations. Some of their currents, like Arkansas, had so many.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
I like the 60s again here. With
I
Georgia.
do like the old school, the old kind of gruff, kind of with the hat pissed off kind of look. I do like that. All right, I don't remember what slide's next, so let's jump it in there. Oh, just
so we're done. Again, so get out there and vote. We will post these in other groups. If you do have it, if you have like an SEC group that you're in, please share it to that group. Help us out because we're not in a lot of these other SEC groups, or like if you're a Florida fan, post it in a Florida group, or if you're a Georgia fan, post it in a Georgia group. We're Auburn fans, so we're in a lot of Auburn groups, so that's where mostly we got all this.
Yeah, that's the fan of the helps with the fans getting out, like I said, get them into their groups, because I said we don't have a lot of ties to like the Florida groups, the Georgia groups, and all that. But man, the fans participation
and it brings in viewers as well.
Most definitely, I noticed we spiked up. I think 90% over this week and last week for all that. But put them in them groups, guys. That is super fun. Let everybody get a part of it, get more listeners, and help us grow that way.
And if they don't want to listen, at least they took part in our poll. So
right. So that's fine. All right, let's see. Oh, you got this one.
Yeah. As we wrap everything up, we do want to say special thanks to CHCS Heating and Air for being our sponsor. Dadpod, who are still putting out bangers with Hunter Brassfield and Nicholas Adams. I love what them guys are doing. I don't even know if they're listening anymore, but
I listened to on Friday. They got us on their screen that they run. They got us a shout out up there.
Oh, sweet. I didn't watch it this past week.
I got
like you. This week's just been hectic because I'll get out. Hayden Coker at HCS Media. Brandon Trammell for everything that he does, and also as well Jud Dickinson. And the fans, you are not left out here by no means, because we love all y'all's input and everything that we try to get out. Y'all are trying to just help us out any way that we can. And remember to follow us on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, and newly TikTok. You got to put the TikTok up there too.
Oh, man. Okay, yeah, I forgot we did. Okay, I will get a TikTok on for next week.
Let's try to start putting the other links inside the bios. So if you want to, the links will be inside the bios on YouTube and or Spotify for you to click on the links to go to that page, like them, and then you can share the pages as you will.
Yeah, that's definitely a tech problem there.
Well.
But no, like I said, I don't know. Yeah, we will get one more episode out before Christmas. Just stay safe. Remember the reason for the season. Also, thank God for everything that we've got, for allowing us to do this, especially as in your sake with Maddie. Now that we've been married since Monday, but no, we're settled in and everything. Just so thankful that God has led us in the journeys we're at. We're able to continue to do this, and get something out for you guys to be a part of something.
Take a step back and let everybody see your shirt. I want to hit that real quick.
Oh yeah.
So that right there, put your chest down. There you go. His shirt says "You are enough." So you never know, especially in these times of holiday times, you never know what people are going through. Some people have had probably traumatic stuff, or don't call them the Grinch, don't call them the Scrooge. You never know what people are going through. Holiday season's hard for most people. Never know. It could be a money thing. It could be a lost loved one that just makes the holiday season not the same. And me personally, that's how I feel. Ever since 2020, I've never had a holiday the same, and it's because of what happened. And so you never know what everybody's going through. Just always be the light at the end of the tunnel for somebody, because it's real tough in these holiday seasons. And it's tough to be, especially when you have a wife that loves Christmas. It's the favorite thing in the world. So
this year has been. We had a lot of fun last year at the old house, but now that we're in our house and we got the tree up, we got our stocking up, we got all our Grinch posters up, it feels it feels right like it should be. And like you said, I think just one more point on that is you should never look down on somebody unless you're helping them up. That's always one of the things I've heard. I've loved it. But yeah, these times are hard, but be somebody's light. Maybe a smile or hold the door for somebody. You don't have to go out and just give people money and stuff like that. Just a simple, how are you today? Because you never know. And it could change somebody's day. So, you know, be there when nobody else ain't, kind of thing.
Yeah, and like I said, we want to thank everybody for listening. Come back Thursday. We might have something for you. We might.
Yep, we should, because it's the playoff show.
Yeah, but like I said, this will come out. We had so much fun. Polls will be out, so do what you got to do on those as soon as you possibly can, and we'll see y'all Thursday. Peace out.
Thanks for making the call to go under review. Join us next time as we go to the monitors. Until then, keep your flag handy.